Good evening everyone, and welcome to Gundam News, where we unfortunately start with everyone's favorite. Limited Gunpla kits, all of which will be releasing on May the 2nd. First up, limited to Gundam Side F, is this real great MSN04 FF Sazabi clear color version. It goes for 8,910 yen, 55 US, and as the name indicates, it is a clear version of the Sazabi with those giant lobster claw funnels. Plus, the grey now has a metallic shine to it, making it a pretty eye-catching model kit. If you want it on the day of release though, you can only enter Gundam Side F on that day through a pre-registration lottery. And the same goes for the Gundam base, where we are getting the two following model kits. The Best Mecha Collection 144th scale RX-78-2 Revival version, Gundam base color version, and the 1:1 scale Gunpla DX set with runner version reproduction parts, painting model. So for the Best Mecha Collection, we basically already had all of the information. It goes for 1,430 yen, 9 US, it's now blue, and it has some Gundam base stickers for it. The only new thing in this announcement, I think, is the box art. The thing I don't remember seeing then is this Gunpla painting model version. It goes for 1,320 yen, 8 US, and because it's now the painting model, it is molded in monochrome. But it's not just pure white, it's in white and a very light grey, which actually still makes it look really good even when it's unpainted. And that's not the only thing you'll be able to get at Japanese Gundam bases, or at Gundam Side F. Starting May the 1st, buying one Gundam Assemble set will get you these two Gundam card game promo cards, and buying two Gundam Assemble sets will get you those promo cards, plus a Gundam card game storage box. And then from May the 7th until the 22nd, the Gundam Base Tokyo will hold the Runner's Gate event. This was previously also held in Harajuku, and will allow you to buy a customized Best Mecha Collection RX-78-2 Gundam Revival version. For each of the 4 runners, you'll be able to choose the color, being red, yellow, green, blue, sky blue, or pink. And that still wasn't the only Gundam Base news. A Gundam Base pop-up store will be appearing in Niigata, lasting from May the 29th until June the 5th, and then on May the 9th, Düsseldorf, Germany will be getting a permanent Gundam base, making this the first permanent Gundam base in Europe, and it's not even all that far away from me. In other Gunpla related news then, Bandai has announced that they're currently taking pre-registrations for the app version of Builder's Note, or at least they are on the Japanese App Store because I couldn't find it. And this Japanese version is slated for a May 12th release. In the meantime, there is always the website version. Moving on to the figure news then, where the literal biggest news is that pre-orders have opened up for the re-release of the Metal Structure Kaitai Shouki RX-93 New Gundam, a massive action figure standing at roughly 370mm tall with an equally massive price tag. 132,000 yen. The direct conversion for this is approximately 820 US, but expect your local price to be closer to 1,300 US. It's crazy how the yen conversions are nowadays. But anyways, pre-orders opened up on the 28th, and the figure will be re-releasing in August. On the complete opposite end of the spectrum then, they announced Gashapon Senshi 02. Tiny little Gachapon figures that go for only 300 yen a spin, around $1.50. And there's 15 different figures to collect. You can get the Mighty Strike Freedom, Cholera, Alyzeus, Destiny Gundam Spec 2, and G-Fret in either red or blue, or you could also get a full color version of the Mighty Strike Freedom, Cholera, or Alyzeus. And these things will be invading Japanese Gachapon machines around August. Releasing on May the 22nd then is the 4th volume of GQuuuuuX Ichiban Kuji, the lottery where you always win something, but of course there is a big difference between the lower prizes and the higher prizes. So let's go over what you can win for 900 yen a ticket, 6 US. working our way up, Price H is 1 of 8 clear posters, Price G is 1 of 14 acrylic stands, Price F is 1 of 14 different acrylic stands, Price E then is literally described as just random stuff, and included with this random stuff are 3 Zaku heads, a Solomon figure, and a new type Flash hair clip. Now that's cool. That's one of those things you see and you think to yourself like, I can't believe they actually didn't make that before. Moving on, Prize D is a mobile suit head magnet featuring the GQuuuuuX Police Zaku or Gyan in standard colors. Prize C is a Masterlize Shalia Bull figure, and I really hope it's the lighting because he's looking a bit pale here, and otherwise it's a really good looking figure. And we get some more good looking figures with the B prize and the A prize. The Bustizon G-Fred and Bustizon White Gundam respectively. And finally, if you get the last ticket, you'll also get the Bustizon Red figure. For Hathaway's Flash then, we got some bittersweet news. In Japan, the movie is about to enter its 14th week, and moviegoers will be getting the final freebie until stock runs out. An illustration card designed by Shuko Murase, the director of the movie. Meanwhile, on the gaming front then, in Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation, the Burning Gundam and Freedom Gundam have joined the fray, while on Steam the Full Armor Engage Gundam A-Plan has become available. In UC Engage, there's an extreme limited unit assembly for the UR Bellary Zenom and his URG self with the atmospheric backpack, plus they've got a championship going on, and the 2.5 anniversary. There's a board game campaign, as well as a login bonus, and achievements for various things. Over at SD Gundam G Generation Eternal then, there was a fierce enemy assault featuring the Gromlin, and Gundam narrative main stages have been added, which then also means that a bunch of new mobile suits became available as well. We've got units from narrative, like the Fennec Destroy Mode EX version with UR Yona Basta, and the UR supporter Zoltan Akinen and Gultopper, but also units from other series, like the UR Banshee Norn Destroy Mode EX version with UR Riddy, and UR Halfa's Gundam EX version with UR Aplodia. And in case you've never heard about her, she's a G Generation original character, and the same goes for her mobile suit. In other news then, the city of Mito is handing out a Gundam manhole card, and the Gundam Stamp Rally 2026 has begun and will last until July the 12th. By going to various places in Odaiba, you can assemble this amazing looking Unicorn Gundam stamp card. And if you then bring your completed stamp card to the Gundam Base Tokyo Annex, you can enter a raffle for some cool prizes. A Gundam Base Limited Haropla, a Gundam Base Limited Unicorn Gundam Destroy Mode Strawberry Chocolate Crunch Tin, a life-size Unicorn Gundam Glass, or a real great Gundam Base Limited Unicorn Gundam Gold Coating version. And in case you're worried about how all of this is going to work, they even specified that there will be English instructions, so that even visitors from overseas will have no problem with either the stamp rally or the raffle. As for the other things you could get this week then, on the 25th, we got a very expensive day. Starting with the Iron-Blooded Orphans Ichiban Kuji. For 850 yen a ticket, 5 US, you could win one of the following prizes. A clear file and sticker set featuring one of the main characters, a rubber keychain featuring a main character and his mobile suit, a mobile suit acrylic stand, a mobile suit bust magnet, an iron-blooded clear version of the high-grade Barbs loops, a solid clear version of the master-grade super deformed Barbs, a figure of both the older and younger Mika and Orga, and a Barbs Bustizon figure. Plus, if you happen to get the final ticket, you'll also get a Barbs Bustizon figure with a different color scheme, designed by Washio Naohiro, the original mech designer for the Barbs. Or you could try your luck with the latest Gundam card game set, called Phantom Aria. In it, Victory Gundam and Turn A Gundam have now joined the battle, with the Unicorn Gundam being the poster mobile suit. And there's a total of 135 plus 16 cards to collect. Also, in the Japanese version, there's a minor mistake on the Turn A and Kapul cards. Their traits are using the wrong kinds of brackets. In the English version, though, there is no mistake. Those cards are printed correctly. Next up on the 25th, we got some Gunpla, like the high-grade Alyzeus, which goes for 13,200 yen, 82 US. A model kit that was basically touted as being the ultimate high grade because it was going to be like the best in everything. And one of those best things was supposedly the best color accuracy ever for a high grade. Unfortunately, they forgot to mention that included with this color accuracy were a bunch of stickers, like quite a lot of stickers. So yeah, understandably, a lot of people were disappointed by this because when we hear color accuracy for Gunpla, we usually assume that that's going to be without color correcting stickers. And there's, again, quite a lot of them. The good news, though, is that the runners are hinting at a standalone mass production new Gundam release. And even more good news is that a lot of the parts that are like the worst offenders with the stickers are parts for the Alyzeus version of the new Gundam. So there is a chance that the standard mass production new Gundam will have less stickers than the Alyzeus version of the mass production new Gundam. For 7,700 yen then, 48 US, there was the Circe version of the high-grade Zai Gundam. It's mostly the same as the original Hathaway version, but it now comes with an optional Gundam face, a slightly different beam rifle, a shield with some damage, a different side skirt, and a new pair of hands. Also, you can accurately replicate the Zai Gundam as it appeared in the Sorcery of Nymph Circe. And to spruce him up a little bit, you could also get the Gundam Decal number 143, high-grade Hathaway's Flash General Purpose number 2. It goes for 550 yen, $3.50, and comes with stickers for the high-grade Alyzeus, Zai Gundam Circe version, Messer Type MO1 Gauman use, and Gustav Karl Type 00. Next up then, on the 27th, you could snack on these G-Generation Eternal snacks, simply called G-Generation Eternal Snack number 1. One package will set you back 181 yen, a little over $1, and includes one of 32 G-Generation Eternal stickers. 7 of them are holographic ones, and of those 7, there are 2 secret ones. And finally, on the 28th, this Miku X Gundam prize figure has once again become available in Japanese arcades. The full name is Gundam 45th Anniversary X Hatsune Miku, figure Zaku Onesie Hatsune Miku version. And yeah, it's a figure of Hatsune Miku in a Zaku onesie, and she's holding her signature leek. For this week's reading material then, there was the June issue of Hobby Japan, featuring a special on airbrushes, like do you really need one, what equipment do you need, and so on. The June issue of Model Graphics, featuring a special on heroin machines, and that is heroin with an E at the end. The June issue of Shonen Sunday Special, in which Gundam Aggressor is being serialized. The 21st volume of Gundam Forward, featuring a special on Amuro and all of his mobile suits. And Gundam Ace is celebrating its 25th anniversary with a special all about Yoshikaze Yasuhiko. Included in the magazine is an interview, an overview of some of his most famous works, artwork from the origin, and comments by people who were inspired by him. And finally, we've also got Chapter 6-1 of Frontiers in Glory Days, which was released for free online and is linked down below. For this week's apparel news then, it was all about Strict G, with some interesting items hitting the physical Strict G stores on April 25th. Like this collaboration with Blank Apparel, but don't worry, the t-shirts they're selling aren't actually blank. For 5,500 yen, 34 US, you can get a black or white active dry t-shirt featuring the 5 wing boys in front of a mountain. And what makes these t-shirts so special is that they're made by recycling like textile scraps and used clothing, meaning that they're environmentally friendly. And if you want some more mountains, you can go for this Shizuoka limited stuff, which is only available in Strict G Neopasa. The design is this beautiful brush painting of the RX-78-2 in front of Mount Fuji, and you can get it on a t-shirt for 6,600 yen, 41 US, a teacup for 2,420 yen, 15 US, and an acrylic keychain for 880 yen, 5 US. And what I love about the keychain's design specifically is that Mount Fuji is positioned in such a way that it almost looks like wings or thrust for the RX-78-2. A really great design. And last but not least were these two Gundam Seed inspired Skajan jackets, also known as souvenir jackets. For 37,400 yen, 232 US, you can get one with the Freedom or the Justice, and both of them feature a reversible design, so you're kinda getting two for the price of one. One side is more bold, with an illustration of the Gundam on the back, whereas the other side is more subdued, with just the name of the Gundam on the back. And that has been all for this week's Gundam news. But before signing off, I quickly want to mention something about next week's Gundam news. The thing is, until May the 6th, it's Golden Week in Japan, which is like their main week of holidays. So there is a chance that there's not going to be that much Gundam news coming out in the next week, which would then also mean that I wouldn't have any material for a Gundam news video. So if there's no video next week for Gundam news, that's why. But so, as always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and hopefully, I'll see you all next week.